Shanks has a father, a twin brother, a sister and… How the hell can we believe this? Welcome back to Amy Chan's channel. At the beginning of the story, Red-Haired Shanks was an abandoned kid 38 years ago at God Valley. At that time, he was just a 1-year-old child. Shanks was placed in a treasure chest by someone. Roger found this treasure chest. Pirates would never show sympathy for anyone, even a child. But Roger's crew was different. Their pirate way was not about ruthless robbery and killing, but about adventure and exploration. Realizing that Shanks was a child of the world noble class, Roger came up with an idea. He brought him onto the ship, raised him in the crew, and named him Shanks. Did Roger have any ulterior motives with Shanks and his identity? Because recently we've witnessed some very important data in the Red movie, confirming that Shanks is connected to the Figarland family. Figarland is the leading family in the Holy Knights organization, the supreme organization with the power to judge any celestial dragon when they violate the laws given to them by the government. Figarland Garling is confirmed to have incredibly formidable power, being an extremely tough opponent for any legendary pirate appearing at God Valley, such as Roger, Whitebeard, or even Rocks. Garling is likely to be the father of Red-Haired Shanks and someone else. So who exactly is in this Figarland family now, and how frighteningly powerful are they? What position is Shanks in the family? In this video, we'll explore the data and analyze these issues together. I think you should make yourself a cup of coffee, sit down, and listen to this lively discussion with me. Thank you for taking some of your precious time to watch my video. Red-Haired Shanks, people say he's a member of the Figarland family, and I clarify that this is just a rumor, not yet confirmed by author Oda. It all stems from the Red movie, where the 5 elders saw Yuta being called Shanks' daughter while they were watching her fiery live stream. They mentioned the Figarland family. Specifically, I'll put the quote here for you to see how the wording suggests Yuta might carry the blood of the Figarland family. Doesn't this imply that Shanks is a member of this family? Even though Yuta is just an adopted child. When watching One Piece, even a child can understand that Shanks was abandoned at God Valley in a treasure chest by someone 38 years ago, and the Figarland family is confirmed to have been present, namely Garling. Putting it all together, although Oda hasn't confirmed it, this data proves that Shanks carries the blood of the Figarland family, is a supreme celestial dragon, and currently has Garling as the supreme leader of the Holy Knights organization, the judge of any celestial dragon who plays against the rules. Here, I'd like to explain the whole story about Shanks for you to understand from start to finish. Shanks was born 39 years ago. When he was 1 year old, his family brought him to God Valley to witness the celestial dragon's depraved game of human hunting. Even though at this time, Shanks was just a crying baby who didn't understand anything. Then news about the appearance of rare devil fruits, along with something very important that could help pirates become rulers of the ocean, was leaked out by a mischievous girl named Ginny, who is Bonnie's mother. So all the big-shot pirates sailed to God Valley to rob the rich and make it their own. Those who were lucky got tasty devil fruits like the Azure Dragon or the Bear fruit, 2 fruits that Kaido and Kuma managed to steal. We almost saw Ivankov turn into a dragon. It was just a tongue's length away from the kid's mouth, but Linlin punched Ivankov away to seize the dragon fruit. The appearance of the Rocks pirates, Roger's crew, and Garp officially created a massive brawl. The Holy Knights also stopped their human hunting to join in and fight against the pirates. But we have to admit one thing. The Holy Knights are extremely strong, ridiculously powerful. Garling must be at least on par with the legendary pirates. It seems that the one who gave Whitebeard his lifelong scar was also Garling, as when Whitebeard looked at Red-Haired Shanks, he remembered that person. Who else has a face similar to Shanks besides Garling, the one with the same Figarland bloodline? The chaos ensued, and Shanks at that time was just a little boy, knowing nothing, not even weaned off milk yet, already caught up in the disaster of family separation. Someone placed Shanks in a treasure chest to protect him, and here I'm quite sure it was Shanks' mother, no one else. All mothers in One Piece are incredibly great, except for this mother, and they all sacrifice themselves for their children to live and grow up. For example, Usopp's mother, Sanji's mother, Nami's adoptive mother, or Robin's mother. Then that chest was accidentally stolen by pirates, by Roger's crew, thinking it was a treasure chest. When they opened it, they found a chubby little boy. Now what to do? Roger's crew wasn't cruel enough to turn this kid into Sea King food, and finally, Shanks was raised on Roger's ship until he grew up. He had a playmate named Buggy, who was the same age, but we're not sure if Buggy is Shanks' brother or some kind of celestial dragon or not. By now, Oda has officially released quite a lot of crazy news about Shanks' family that I think you should learn more about to better understand this emperor. Let's talk about Shanks' father first. This isn't 100% certain, but it's about 90% sure that Garling is Red-Haired Shanks' father. To date, we don't know Garling's exact age. But it's quite certain he's more or less the same age as Garp, around 70 or older. 38 years ago, Garling would have been somewhere between 32 to 35 years old, a quite suitable age to have not just one but several children of his own. You can also see that these celestial dragons are playboys. Like Charlot alone has about 20 wives, but this guy must be infertile because we don't see any confirmed children. Garling is a high-ranking celestial dragon, with an arrogant, reckless personality. Just for displeasing the God Valley King, he used his sword to send him to heaven. With this personality, he's likely to have at least a few dozen wives. Not only arrogant due to his position, Garling is also extremely handsome, with a muscular figure and a handsome face. Except for the hair. All other female celestial dragons are crazy about him, cheering enthusiastically in this human hunting game. Being that handsome and over 30 years old with only one child, Shanks, seems unrealistic, so I think he must have a whole Figarland clan with quite a number of members, at least several dozen. But we don't know exactly how many to count. Young Garling had gray hair, but whether it was the same color as Shanks or not, I haven't confirmed. The anime hasn't been colored yet, all colored images of Garling are just fan art. He possesses a sword that hasn't been confirmed to be of what grade, but based on my decades of experience reading One Piece, I dare say it's an Supreme Grade sword. So far, we've only confirmed 5 Supreme Grade swords, but there are 12 in total. It's worthy of this old man's caliber for Garling to own one. Moreover, Garling has been using this sword for over 38 years, and it's still around, proving the sharpness of the blade and its durability must be of a very high level. It can't be ordinary. Supreme Grade blades are known to be able to regenerate themselves after being damaged. Several decades with one sword is enough to understand, folks. Now what's important is the name of this sword. Garling has a quite badass combination of hair and beard, a crescent moon. This hairstyle, if styled outside, would probably cost a fortune in hair gel. Just the money invested in this hairstyle and beard alone must cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. He is now considered the head of the Figarland family, and being the head means there will be second, third, and more. Therefore, Garling's family may have even more members that we can't confirm exactly. But I'd like to make a very bold prediction, that Garling's wife, also Shanks' mother, is likely still alive, or if not alive, then deceased. In One Piece, mother is a concept of sacrifice, but as I said, except for this mother. She's ready to eat any of her children in her madness, will never sacrifice for her children. Only children sacrifice for her, and she sacrifices for Kaido, both buried under Wano. Sanji's mother opposed Vinsmoke Judge so that Sanji could develop normally, so that Sanji could have the emotions of a normal human being. She also passed away after a short time living in isolation from her family. She is a typical model for other mothers, such as Banchina, who chose to stay and take care of her son to let Yasopp become a pirate. She knew that if she went with her husband, her son Usopp would be in trouble. The kid would be turned into a pirate even though he was just a child, so she accepted the sacrifice of staying to take care of Usopp so Yasopp could do great things for the world along with Red-Haired Shanks. These are just two ideal models alongside Nami's and Robin's mothers, so I think Shanks' mother is also such a woman. The father is cruel while the mother is kind, and since 38 years ago, she was also present at God Valley, but not to participate in the human hunting game, but to protest against this action of Garling. But it was all in vain when Garling was inhumane, not caring about his wife and son. He was immersed in a game to win the championship, to show off his power in the Celestial Dragon class. When attacked by pirates, Shanks' mother had no choice but to hide him in the treasure chest, avoiding the brutal and fierce attacks from many sides. At that moment, Shanks was lost because someone thought there was treasure in that chest and stole it. As mentioned at the beginning, whether Shanks' mother is still alive or dead is unclear, but there's a very high possibility that she loved and protected Shanks as much as possible during that incident. So besides Shanks' father and mother, who else do we have? I think Shanks wandering outside is the only exceptional case that Oda created to turn Shanks from someone with celestial dragon blood into a pirate, and this pirate even goes against what his family has done. Instead of protecting the government, Shanks will oppose the government at all costs. He has been trying to carry out Roger's plan, creating an era of chaos, waiting for the opportunity to find One Piece, which Roger believed the next successor could change or decide the fate of the world. Garling, Shanks' father, is now past his prime. He will be like Garp, having to give way to the next generation. In chapter 1121, we see a character appearing in the shadows very similar to Red-Haired Shanks and young Garling. This person also uses a sword and, coincidentally, everyone, please review chapter 907. Shanks is known to have come to the Holy Land of Mary Geos to meet the 5 elders to discuss about some pirate. But by now, we've begun to have some suspicions that it wasn't Shanks, but that mysterious character. Looking at Shanks' profile, Oda always shows a scar on his face in any appearance. However, chapter 907 doesn't have the scar extending to the forehead, no wonder it's suspicious. And the 5 elders also show quite respect for this character. They say that with that person's identity, they shouldn't appear in the Holy Land. Clearly that statement makes us think of Shanks, who else? However, at the stage where the 5 elders wanted to get the Gomu Gomu no Mi, escorted by Who's Who, Shanks had stolen it along with his crew. That's an unforgivable act if they were on the same side. That action is no different from a declaration of war. It's because of Shanks stealing the Nika devil fruit that now Nika has been reborn, like an awakening from Luffy. It's hard to accept that Shanks, after causing such enmity, would return to Mary Geos. It would be a disgrace for the 5 elders. Plus a lot of frustrating data. All members of Shanks' crew are loyal to him, respecting him absolutely. Shanks could never betray them to work with the government. This is something I might analyze in more detail in another video. I just tentatively conclude that there is another person similar to Shanks, but he doesn't have a scar over his eye and isn't missing his left arm. To hide this, author Oda has made him appear in the Holy Land with a cloak covering his entire body, and this person is the mysterious character in chapter 1121. More precisely, he is a twin brother of Shanks. The two are celestial dragons but were educated in 2 different environments and became 2 different people in terms of ideology. Author Oda can't let Shanks become a villain when he always leaves an extremely strong impression on fans. He is a person with a very wonderful personality, always protecting the innocent and his comrades, never having a detail showing that he betrays his friends. Therefore, Oda created a twin brother for Shanks to talk about the unfortunate identity of this emperor when he was young. Both are very strong with swordsmanship and conqueror's haki. But Shanks follows the path of inheriting Pirate King Roger with the straw hat passed down as a legacy and proof to continue his unfinished journey. Shanks also believes that Luffy is worthy to compete with him in the final stretch. Especially, Luffy is the one who ate the fateful devil fruit that Roger had revealed for Shanks to steal from the government's hands. I conclude that Shanks also has a twin brother and he is a villain working for the government, but with a very special role, which is to hold the final road poneglyph and carry out a mission entrusted by the high-ranking celestial dragons, specifically the supreme leader of the Holy Knights, Figarland Garling, who is also the father of Red-Haired Shanks and that mysterious character. At this point, we can tentatively conclude that the Figarland family has at least 4 people: Garling, his wife, Shanks, and his twin brother. The exciting part is still at the end, folks. Most villainous organizations will include a few female characters, and somewhere there will be a quite special character with a plot related to the main character. Based on Sanji's family, Sanji has a sister in the same situation as him, Reiju, who loves her mother and brother very much, but has to hide her emotions to fit in with the family. What if Shanks also has an older sister or a younger sister? Why do I think that happens? Have you ever thought about where Shanks got the information about the Gomu Gomu no Mi? I propose the following hypothesis. Shanks was confirmed to belong to the Figarland family when he became famous as a pirate with a sky-high bounty, with an appearance identical to the members of the Figarland family. This helped the Figarland family and the 5 elders realize that Shanks was also a celestial dragon, but Shanks firmly refused to work for the government and rejected his cursed bloodline. During this process, Shanks was also contacted by his sister, who shared all the internal issues of the government, because she had a certain suspicion or could not accept the cruelty of the celestial dragons. Don't forget that we also have Don Quixote Homing, who was willing to give up his position to leave the Holy Land to live as a normal person. It's enough to understand that there are still kind-hearted celestial dragons if they realize the true nature of the government. Just like how Mjosgard was transformed by Queen Otoheim's forgiveness, and somewhere there are still celestial dragons different from the vast majority who are cruel and arrogant. Just like how there are selfish and cruel humans and kind humans, it was this female member of the Figarland family who reported secret information to Shanks for him to grasp the situation, to steal the Nika fruit, for instance. I can only speculate this much. As for who exactly is in the Figarland family, we still have to wait for the appearance of this mysterious character, along with the Holy Knights. What do you think about the family members of Shanks that I analyzed above? Do you think Shanks still has an older sister or a younger sister? Please leave your opinions in the comments section. Thank you for watching the video.